Now, what you over there playing, man? What over there playing, Rick? Yeah, yeah. That's another one, baby. All good, man. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. Yeah, they gonna sit right here and go ahead and count the squat, bro. That's what you get. Let's get it, man. Hallelujah. Let's get it, man. I think so, man. I don't know if that's for the short leg. I was trying to hide the wires. I'm always sitting down. Yeah. That's right, Doc. One slow, baby. And you, man. That's okay, baby. It's like the only one. Bring it back. Hey, I'm putting it down. Hang it as low as you can. And you got the low as you can, huh? Oh, there we go. I don't know. They come over some more. That goes. Go ahead. One time, let's look at that goes. Let's go. Right. Yes, sir. Shalom, what's the word? Man, I'm ready to start. I'm going to make sure. I'm good. It isn't good. Wait for the gun, man. I got one of my man. Oh, I ain't got my script. You can use magazine. You're not reading Roman numerals. But look, you got your script with no phone, though. Yeah. That's what you do. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praise to the Most High. Pesach 2019, baby. Unleavened bread. All good, baby. Yeah, some of that. Yeah, you know where it's at? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. This is the year of it's when light descendants practice daily. Out on the bitter. Listen and look. This is the year of it's not the outcome, but listen to the outcome. Keep your head in the book. This is the year of this is the year of We have a very tonight, Bob. Oh, yeah, Jim. The most highly intelligent fighter in our land. I mean, think about it. We have seen war like this in obstacles. Who are ordained by the science of magic. King Judah, full tribe static guys are highly trained in the word of Melchizedek. Initiated by Metatron. What? Jim, did you say Metatron? Yeah, Bob. But Jim, listen, Metatron, Enoch, God told all the mysteries of the too. Yes, you hit the nail right on the head. I hear you, but the contender is slick and smart. He goes by many names. Slick Willie, Louis C. Ferd, the closest for everyone, Satan and the devil. He's a master at exploiting his opponent's weakness. I hear you, Jim. Even though he's one to get his balance from unorthodox style, his tactics will be the same.
Let's get it done, brother. Hey, Nehemiah, I straight tried to add you on there, so I already know your page full.
Come on, let's get it in, man, please. Get this off.
Let's get it. My brothers. Get her done. Get her done. Safe and beautiful. Man.
Yes, sir.
And they do this reach all the way to you. See that reach. See that reach. All right, go. Run off the back of the guy. He's going off. All right. Bad day. What up, my bro? You good? All right. So what you got? So what you got? Bro, you good? What up, bad day?
I'm bad for some hobo. I'm bad for hobo. Done. That's that unleavened bread.
Yeah.
Which way is Jerusalem, baby?
Yeah.
Which way we prayed last time? Compass.
This one, right?
He got the compass.
Who got the compass? We're trying to find out east.
Nehemiah got it.
We're going to pray in and get this started. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good?
Yeah.
Everybody out?
Yahoo!
Dang. What's up with y'all?
Dang, let's get it. Which way is it? Right behind us?
Right there.
Yeah, right behind.
All right, look, we're going to pray in, and then we're going to get this started. So everybody stand up and face east. Jerusalem is this way. Now we're going to read it in Hebrew. We're going to follow it up in the English. Then we're going to start touching in on the Hebrew every time that we praise our God. So happy feast day, family. Hallelujah! 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 Praise the mighty God. All praise, glory, and honor. All right, y'all, what we're going to do, we're going to read Yahweh's prayer in the Hebrew. If y'all know what I'm saying, repeat after me. If not, just hold it in your spirit, and we're going to get it in English. How everybody feeling this evening? Hallelujah! Hallelujah! That's right. All right, repeat after me. Let's get it. How we looking? Y'all know the order of prayer of the Bible. Being in the west, we face east. And pursuing the Daniel 6th chapter. Also, 1 Kings 8:20-44. Face the land you was brought from. Also, 1 Kings 8:54, 1 Timothy 2:8. Spread forth your hands. Also, in pursuing the 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, men of the uncovered their heads were praying and prophesying, and women of the covered their heads were praying and prophesying. Everything done decently in order as it is stipulated in the Holy Bible. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, repeat after me. Abino. Sheba Shemayi. Yikate. Shika. Tabo. Malkuteka. Yeah, I say. Ratsonka. Kabashimayi. Kay. Baoret. Etlakim. Kukenu. Taylanu. Hayo. Uslaklanu. Oh. Katainu. Kamo. Shelsoki. Gam. Anaknu. Lakoti. Lanu. Wao. Tapienu. Lide. Nisayo. Ki. Kotenu. Mihora. Kiloka. Homanlaka. Wahagura. Wahatiburet. Laomeg. Olami. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. Yahoo. All right, in English. Our Father in heaven, holy is your name. May your kingdom come, and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we also have forgiven those who sinned against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. Yahoo! Let's get it done. That's right. That's right. Let's get her done. Happy Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread to the family. A Shabbat Shalom to all our local family and our out-of-town family. All praises, glory, and honor. Welcome. It looks good. It feels good to lay eyes on y'all, man. All praises. We want to give a shout out to the Most High first and foremost. He get the first toast.
That's right.
Without him, none of this would be possible. You feel me? So I want to thank y'all for all y'all prayers, all y'all support over the years, especially this past year. We about to go over a few scriptures. We've been doing a few classes this past week, so if you want an in-depth understanding of Passover, just go on to the channel, Honor Humility STL. Today, we're just going to hit a few scriptures, praise the Most High, and then go ahead and get this feast on and cracking. All praise, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, let's get it. First scripture we're going to go to, y'all, is Exodus 11th chapter. Yaki, you got anything else you need to say real quick, or you? All right, first scripture we're going to go to, y'all, Exodus, the 11th chapter. The scriptures are in your the pamphlet, the handout. All right, we're going to go to Exodus 11. We're going to read 1 through 10. 1 through 10. Exodus 11, 1 through 10. Let's get it done, my brother.
All right, how we looking out there, everybody? Boy, y'all look good. Boy, y'all look good. The daughter's head covered, the brother's dressed up.
Yeah.
All praise.
Y'all looking like royalty around this deal.
We act like y'all know y'all Israel. Exodus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Most High afterwards, he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels and silver and jewels of gold. And the Most High gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moshe was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And Moshe said, thus said Yahweh, about midnight will I go out in the midst of Egypt, and all of the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die.
Hallelujah.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maid servants behind the mill, and all the firstborn of the beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there is none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against a man or a beast. And ye may know how the Most High does put the difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
And that's something that needs to be understood this hour. There's a difference between the Most High's chosen people and any other nation on this earth. There's no reason for you to be ashamed of that. You're royalty. You're the Most High's chosen. You're not equal. You're not beneath. You're above. It says that in the scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, above all nations, superior. You feel me? So when y'all walk around, walk like you own the earth, because you do. You do. The rulers in the world to come will be us. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a difference between Yahweh's chosen people and the Egyptians. It's mighty funny in this hour, everybody's on what's called a comedic high. Everybody's Kemet, Hoteping. But there's a difference between who the Most High chose, you feel me, and everybody else. So count yourself blessed to be a part of the Most High's Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Chapter 11, Exodus, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Most High does put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me and bow down themselves unto me, saying, get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. And after that, I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in great anger. And the Lord said unto Moshe, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. And Moshe and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Most High hardened the Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
No doubt. Some people ask, well, why would he do that? What do you mean he hardened his heart? The Most High builds you up just to drop. You feel me? So when you look, if you want to get a sneak peek into Pharaoh's mindset, look no further than Donald Trump in the White House. Very arrogant, very proud. You understand? So when Pharaoh came down, the entire earth understood there had to be an act of the Most High God. You understand? So you're special to the Most High. Again, never be ashamed of that. And if he don't stand up and fight for this people, who will?
That's right.
None of your leaders, all your leaders were sold out. Who gonna fight for this people? Who gonna stand up and revenge the cause of this people? All the bloodshed that's been going on there. Like we live in a time where everybody want to forget about slavery. Oh, just forget about it. They don't forget about the little Jewish Holocaust. They don't forget about 9/11. But when it comes down to you, everybody wants you to forget, right? Because if it's not heard, then guess what? There was no crime. Get rid of the evidence. There is no crime then. So feel blessed that you were part of this thing, all right? And look, if it wasn't this, you could be doing the flip side of this thing and be doing Easter eggs and bunnies. And we all know bunnies don't lay eggs. We all know that. We all know that Easter is a sex fertility ritual to a false pagan god. And a little bit of research will show you that. So count yourself blessed. You actually keeping the Most High's set apart appointments. You make every other appointment, your doctor's appointment. You at work on time, sir, yes, sir. Right? But when it comes to this, everybody want to blow it off like it don't mean nothing. Keep the Most High's appointments. All right? Exodus 12 is next. Exodus 12, start at verse 1, Bob.
Exodus 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
That's right.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Let's see that real quick. No doubt. So you'll hear brothers saying Happy New Year, right? You be like, well, dang, them brothers like 4 months late. Nah, New Year starts in the springtime, not 10 days in the winter, January 1st. This is the New Year, right? I know it was a little cold early today. You probably couldn't tell, but the sun that came out. You feel me? But you know it's New Year when the birds are chirping, the flowers are budding, the grass is turning green. It's the New Year. And look, in your spirit, you always did it because you did what's called spring cleaning. You did that in your spirit, not even knowing. Why does everybody got to clean up around the springtime? In your spirit, you know it's the New Year. So this is the beginning of the month for us. All right, this is the New Year for us. When you read Deuteronomy 16, the month is called the month of Abib. A-B-I-B. All right, let's get it out.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of thy souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male for the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of that same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door post of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
And for anybody that's on a level will understand, the lamb without blemish and the blood is all symbolic for the Messiah, as you read about in the New Testament, the Son of the living God.
That's right.
Right? So now you didn't see lamb blood dripping off these doorposts when you came up in here. You feel me? Because the Passover lamb actually is the Son of the Most High. Yeah, we got lamb back there we're going to eat, but that's not the Passover lamb. The Passover lamb is the Son of the Most High. John chapter 1, verse 29, John chapter 1, verse 36. The Lamb of the Most High, not the Easter bunny. You see, you say the Most High, not the Easter bunny, the lamb. All right, so all that, the lamb without blemish, the blood, the unleavened bread, the bitter herb, all that's symbolic for something. Again, we went over that earlier this week on the channel. You understand? So if you need to understand what it is, go back on the channel on humility and just look and take notes, and you'll see everything was what's called a foreshadow or a figure pointing towards the Son of the living God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let's get that.
All right. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread,
Yeah.
and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sod it at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
So we get something out of there, let you know that we supposed to be ready when we eat this thing. This is not a buffet. This is a spiritual meal. It says eat it in haste. You feel me? So look around when we start eating and see who all remember that. Eat this Passover meal in haste. Well, why are you saying that? Because we were about to be delivered from our enemies. We had to hurry up and eat it and get up out of captivity. So we still supposed to remember this even to this day. Right? This is not golden Quran. We just go there and take, watch a little football. No, this ain't what this is. This is about the redemption of God's or Yahweh's chosen people out of bondage. Right? And being here roughly 400 years, you know what bondage feel like. To this very day, you know what it feels like. Understand that. A brother who just hung her in St. Louis late 2018. Bondage is still in effect to this very day. Never forget that. This is the Passover. Eat it in haste. Yeah, we gonna feast, we gonna enjoy ourselves and all that, but keep in mind that we could be leaving captivity. And if that's what it is, you're supposed to be ready. Shoes on your feet, loins girded, staff in your hand. All right, and just keeping us in the mindset of being prepared. That's all I was going into. All right, let's get it out.
Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh.
Yeah. So
the Most High is against every other God, period, point blank, in the story. So again, count yourself blessed that you're keeping his appointment, because Sunday, you could have been caught up into the Easter ritual. The bunnies and eggs, caught right into idolatry. Right? We're supposed to stand firm and be uncompromising. No, we're not coming to Easter dinner. What you mean? No, we're not about to compromise. If you come over here, then we'll go over there. No, the Most High said he executes judgments on all their gods, period, in the story. And that includes the gods even of America. All right? You should feel patriotic for your own nation. You should feel thankful that the Most High delivered his people, because again, if he never did it, who would? What leader has risen up that would deliver us? What leader has risen up that will fight for us? Most High said he's going to execute judgment on all their gods. So make sure you're not involved in any type of false ideology, nothing. Because you could be on the Most High's hit list. Don't do that. All right, let's get it. All right?
Verse 13, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be upon you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast of Yahweh throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
for how long?
Forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Woo. No doubt. And physically speaking, yeah, we get the leaven up out of there. Shalom. We get the leaven up out of your cupboards. The leaven spiritually means sin, wrath, wickedness. So as thorough as you was combing your cabinets, you should have been checking yourself as well. You should not be up in this feast for any type of malice or hatred or tight-lipping, gossiping, tale-bearing, none of that.
That's right.
And as we get to the 1 Corinthians 11, you're going to see if you eat this feast unworthily, you could be damning yourself, right? So be up in here and keep the Most High's feast and be sincere. Nobody in here should be talking about each other. Nobody should be gossiping, tale-bearing, none of it. Check yourself, because spiritually speaking, leaven represents transgression, sin, wrath, anger, hatred, the very spirit that got our Messiah executed. Let's get it out.
Sure. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation.
That's right.
And in the 7 days there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until 1 and 20th day of the month at evening. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing leavened.
Go ahead.
Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
And we got boxes of unleavened bread back here. They're going to be passing them out and putting them on the tables. You understand? So don't even worry about that. You know, Hebrews get real creative around this time. Peanut butter and jelly with unleavened bread. And, you know what I'm saying? Pizzas and all types of stuff. You understand? Get creative with it. Get creative with it. That's how we get down.
French toast.
French toast. Get it done. The hot sauce on that deal, you know. Get it done. All right, next scripture we're going to go to Psalm 136. We want to remember the righteous acts of the Most High and what he did. And if it was not about observing and remembering his speech, you'll forget what the Most High did for us. It's too easy to forget if you stop speaking about what he's done. It's easy. Easy to forget. We gonna get it done, bro. Psalm 136. Psalm 136, we're going to read verses 10 through 26. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come on, bro. Let's get it. Psalm 136. Start at verse 10 for me.
All right, are we looking out there? We looking all right?
Psalm 136. Start at verse 10.
All right. Psalm 36, verse 10.
136.
136. To him that smote Egypt in their firstborn, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right.
And brought out Israel from among them, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah.
With a strong hand and with a stretched out arm, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah.
To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endureth forever, and made Israel to pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endureth forever, but overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his mercy endureth forever. To him which led his people through the wilderness, for his mercy endureth forever. To him which smote great kings, for his mercy endureth forever, and slew famous kings, for his mercy endureth forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right.
And Og, the king of Bashan, for his mercy endureth forever, and gave their land for an heritage, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right.
Even a heritage unto Israel, his servant, for his mercy endureth forever, who remembered us in our low state, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right.
and has redeemed us from our enemies.
That's right.
For his mercy endureth forever, who giveth food to all flesh. For his mercy endureth forever. All give thanks unto Yahweh of heaven, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Remember the righteous acts of the Most High. I always remember that. I like that verse right there, that verse, what is that, 23. He say, who remembered us in our low estate, for his mercy endure forever, and have redeemed us from our enemies. Woo. Not our friends, our enemies. For his mercy endure forever. That's powerful. Never stop thanking and praising the Most High. Remember that. All right, next scripture we're going to go to y'all is Isaiah 43rd chapter. We're going to read 1 through 7. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Isaiah 43. Isaiah, y'all hear the short leggers over there? Hallelujah.
All praise.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
And the baby's going to praise the Most High, man. They're the next generation. They're the next ones. We need to be investing all our energy into them.
That's right.
They're the next ones up the back.
That's right.
For his mercy endure forever. All right. Isaiah 43, 1 through 7.
Isaiah 43, verse 1. But now thus said Yahweh, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, I have called thee by name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned.
Yes,
Neither
right.
shall the flame kindle upon thee.
Notice the Most High said, fear not. And he said, for you are mine. He claimed his. You see? Totally different from a Buddha or a Amun Ra or whatever other god they got out here. Totally different. The Most High God said, you are mine. Fear not. Nothing to be afraid of. Then he went to how we done passed through the waters before, right? So it ain't like he's speaking on something that he ain't never did. Check his rap sheet. Look at the record. Check his resume. Right? Did he not part the Red Sea for us? Yes, he did. What about when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was in that flame? So everything we're reading, the Most High that got down on. So we can't say he's lying because you actually got the record to show that he actually did that. Hallelujah. Let's get it.
Hallelujah.
Verse 3. For I am Yahweh thy power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
The Most High said, I drop nations for you. How dare you forget him? I dropped nations so you could live. I gave Egypt for a ransom. What you talking about? How can we ever forget the Most High? What's up with this whole atheism spirit rising up in these last hours? Nobody believe in the Most High no more. He like, look, check how I get down. I drop nations so you could live. How do we ever forget the Most High? How do we become so weak and stagnant? How? All right, come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
Verse 4. Since thou was precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give thee men for thee.
Yeah.
And people for thy life.
Woo!
Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the end of the earth.
And he named every direction we scattered in. Every. You in the west right now, right? Where there's a promise he's going to gather his. And that's why in these late hours is a spirit and vibration of seeking Zion. You understand? At least starting to go home and start keeping some of these feasts and all that. That's the spirit in the earth right now. Everybody miss home. And you should. You're a prisoner of war behind enemy lines. You should miss home. It tells you in Psalm 137, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, may my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I forget Jerusalem, may my right hand forget her skill, her cunning. if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. The crazy thing is, we don't even talk about Zion no more. You don't even care. You comfortable, shoes off, ready to snooze off behind enemy lines. How can you forget about home? If you ever been locked up before, you don't never stop thinking about home. You be trying to get some money on your books. You be trying to call and somebody write some letters and send me some pictures and right. But today you done forgot. Somebody bring up Zion and it's a problem. Oh no, what y'all talking about Jerusalem for? Because that's home. Next verse, you got something? Yeah, go ahead.
Also, y'all, one of y'all great ancestors, Frederick Douglass. A lot of us know who Frederick Douglass is. Do you know he quoted that Bible verse when he was sitting there talking to the heathens about that? Your ancestors, not even 150 plus years apart, called upon that same power in our captivity. You heard me? So the spirit of knowing we Israel been out here. Just want to bring that up to y'all.
Hallelujah. You talking about that 4th of July speech?
That 4th of July speech.
To them heathens
1852.
in Washington, D.C.
1852.
That speech is still online. You can just look it up. Frederick Douglass' speech on July 5th, I think it was.
Yeah,
1852. What'd you say?
What is the 4th of July?
What is the 4th of July to the Negro? All you gotta do is look it up. It'll blow your mind. And he quotes scripture.
Yeah.
Finish off that last verse, verse 7.
All right. Verse 7. Even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yeah, I have made him.
No doubt. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Next scripture we're going to go to, let's go to Matthew, the 26th chapter. Matthew chapter 26. We're going to start at verse 17. We're going to read 17 through 30. We got a few more scriptures, and then we're going to get this whole program on. I know we got a few spoken words, and we're going to see some of these skills with these short leggers, the fruits of the spirit. What y'all heard that beat? Boy, that beat hard. Y'all gonna be here dancing. All right, Matthew 26, 17 through 30. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's right, short leggers.
How we looking, y'all? We all good? All praise. Matthew 26 and 17. Now, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare thee to eat the Passover? And he said, go into the city, such a man, and say unto him, the master said, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yeshua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now, when the eve was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them saying, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, he that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me.
See, so the spirit of hatred and anger was there, right? It couldn't have been a betrayal or execution without a brother hating another brother. That spirit got to go.
Got to go.
A sister hating another sister, that spirit got to get up out of her. Because under that spirit, our master was executed. We understand it was according to prophecy. We understand and we thankful that he did resurrect about the grave. Understood. But trip off the events leading up to his death. The one thing that was there, it wasn't no brotherly love. There wasn't no love for the brothers. Wasn't no love for the sisters. You see what I'm saying? That spirit got to go because that spirit got to kill. All right, let's get it out.
Verse 24. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man, it had not been born.
See that? It had been better if Judas had not been born and he sold out the Son of the living God. Better he wasn't born. So every time you go against the Most High, you coming in the spirit of Judas. Every time you in the spirit of betrayal, envy, murder, hatred, you get your Judas on. That's what we're going to start saying. Look at him over there getting his Judas on. Because if left unchecked, you'll murder that brother. You'll sell him out.
You will.
Look at her over there getting her Judas on. We're going to start calling it out. Yeah, y'all want brothers. I'm talking about a whole bunch of brothers and sisters. Like, look at that. Get your Judas on. You don't want that tag. Because it'd been better had Judas never been born. Better he had never been born or even conceived in his mother's womb than that he sold out and betrayed the son of Yahweh. Does everybody understand that? All right, let's get it now.
Verse 25. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yeshua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to his disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until the day when I drink the new with you in my Father's kingdom.
Y'all see that here? There's a promise. We make it to the kingdom. The Messiah himself will be toasting up with us. He said, y'all drink that amongst yourselves. I'll realize one of y'all make the cut. Y'all imagine how good that wine gonna be. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Are you done with that verse? Verse 30.
Read verse 30.
Yeah.
And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives.
Man, sung a hymn. You know how Hebrews do. Old Negro spirituals. Y'all know how good them feel. All right, next scripture we go into is 1 Corinthians 5, 7 through 9. Now that we got one more scripture, we gonna get this whole thing cracking. Let's get it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 through 9.
First Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Let me see that real quick.
Notice he said the Messiah, Hamashiach, our Passover. He did not say the Easter bunny. He's not the Easter bunny. That was a sacrifice that went down 2,000 years ago. And notice they called him the Passover. So we read early in Exodus 12 about the lamb without blemish. That's the precept for you right there. He's the Passover. Purge out the old leaven as well. Unleavened or leaven is symbolic for sin, wrath, murder, envy. Unleavened bread is symbolic for commandment keeping, being sincere, the love of the brothers and the sisters, right? Don't be up in here with leavening in your mind. Right. We personally have seen brothers jacked up over the years and a Passover, choked out. And we ain't saying it to scare nobody. It's saying examine yourself. Don't be up in here in no hateful spirit. The Most High is not playing no games with none of us in this hour. He's calling us to be righteous. So challenge yourself to be righteous. It's what it is. All right, come on, now let's get it.
Let's read down to 8.
Verse 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast.
Let us what?
Let us keep the feast,
not
with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
So now you see how leaven is symbolic for wickedness and malice, and unleavened bread is symbolic for sincerity and truth. So how about we all stay in that spirit and keep the spirit of the Most High flowing up in there? You see your people, hug on them, laugh with them, take a few pictures with them. Exchange numbers and contact information. This is your family. You understand? And if you make the kingdom, guess what? We all gonna be neighbors. You see? So you might as well get started now, hugging on one another, laughing, embracing one another. It's just what it is. Right? And look, if that's not your cup of tea, you in the wrong place.
Yes, sir.
You in the wrong place if that's not the spirit that you in. You might as well go on down the hall somewhere. I think they're doing Easter celebration down the hall somewhere. Come on, Hebrew. Let's get it. All right, next scripture and last scriptures. 1 Corinthians 11, 20 to 34. Yeah, they prepping their little Easter celebration down the hall. Maybe that's the room you're looking for. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. We're going to start at verse 20. Let's get it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's right, short legged. That's what I'm talking about.
First Corinthians 11, verse 20. When you come together, therefore into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's supper. For in eating, everyone taketh before others his own supper, and one is hungry, and one is hungry, and another is drunk. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say unto you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not.
So what Shaul is going into, this is not just like how you eat at a family reunion. This is a spiritual feast. Like you ain't here just to eat. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I'm going down there to get some of that lamb. You ain't here just to eat. This is spiritual partaking. It's a spiritual feast. Are we gonna eat? Of course. But you should have something higher spiritually on your mind than just I'm here just to throw down on some food. All right, go ahead now.
For I have received the Lord, that which also I deliver unto you, that the Lord Jesus or Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
That's right.
After the same manner, he also took his cup, and when he supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. Do this. Do ye, as oft as ye drink it, in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come.
See, so it's a remembrance of his sacrifice or his death. That was the sacrifice he made for us, that we may live, that we may have passage back to his Father. Right? Notice it says, remember his death. Don't say nothing about remembering his birth, Christmas and all. It don't mean nothing about that. He's like, remember my death till I come. Remember the sacrifice that was laid down so you could breathe today, so you could live. All right, let's get it out.
Verse 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink of the cup of Yahweh unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Most High.
You see that? That's why you must be in her in sincerity and truth, not gossiping, tale-bearing, tight-lipping, angry, malice, none of it. Because guess what? You might as well have crucified the Messiah. You might as well got your Judas on. You might as well, you was good as Judas. Right? If you up in here in that spirit, you're going to mess around and get jacked up by the Most High. Do not play with this. This is a highly spiritual feast. Right? And if you eat it unworthily, you might as well have killed him. You might as well have killed the Messiah yourself. You might have been the one that stabbed him through the side, drove the nails through his hands and feet. Right? If you eat this unworthily, right, you are guilty of murdering a Mashiach. Let's read, huh?
Verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of the cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body.
So notice what he said, let every man examine himself. Check yourself. You understand? You know you got malice and envy and hatred up in your mind. Now examine yourself. And if you examine yourself, you be honest with yourself and say, you know what? You feel me? No, I don't hate that brother or sister. No, I ain't got none of that. Okay, he said, well, come on and eat then. Come on and feast then. That's what it's about. He just simply letting us know, you understand, never drop that vibration of the love of the brothers and sisters. Get that hatred and envy and jealousy up out of here. Ain't no room for it. Right? And these ain't my way. I ain't making this up. It's in the Bible. You're going to be eating damnation to yourself. All right, let's read.
We're in verse 30. For this cause, many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep.
That word sleep means death. He said, for this cause, many are weak among you. Right? Then it said right there, sick, and then it said many sleep. That sleep means death. Because you're eating the Passover unworthy. Right? And then always around this time of the year too, major league judgment get poured out in the earth, man. Major league. Be all type of deaths happening, all type of stuff. Like, man, the Most High is doing some spring cleaning himself, ain't he? He doing spring cleaning. This is not the time to be playing around, man. Then if you really trip off the sacrifice that was laid down for you, what are you arguing about? What are you arguing about with whoever? If you realize what happened 2,000 years ago, if we were living 2,000 years ago, a couple hours ago, they murdered our master. You think me and this man would have been arguing about a Facebook post?
No.
If we were living roughly 2,000 years ago, they had just executed our master a few hours ago. And then all hell got poured out on the disciples that followed him. Right? All hell got poured out on you. So what are we arguing about? What you mad at him or her for? Right? If you knew your master, the one that I'm talking about, the one you used to eat with, laugh with, too, never would have lied to you, never would have stole from you. Right? We need more men like Yahweh Shah the Messiah out here. You see? So a righteous man like that was executed. Y'all talking about Nipsey Hussle and trying to compare him to the Messiah and all that. A righteous man was executed 2,000 years ago. Period. End of story. You see? And if we keep that on our mind and remember his sacrifice, the little stuff you argue about go right out the window. What are we arguing about? What are we arguing about? You look up and you be like, nothing. I ain't even arguing about that. On the grand scale of things, it means nothing. All right, so check yourself. Come on, now let's get it.
Verse 31.
Yeah.
For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Most High, that we should be condemned with the world.
That we should what?
Be condemned.
That we should not be.
We should not be condemned with the world. Thank you. Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another.
Yeah, this was about tarrying one for another, right? Because look, when you are a victim to your stomach, that's all you think about, eating and drinking. But this is a spiritual feast. That's why he was like, you got houses to eat in. If this was about eating, you could have did that at home. Right? Tarry one for another. Wait on your brothers and sisters. You see? You got somewhere to eat. If this was just simply about eating, you could have did that at home. Are we going to eat? Of course. But this is not about just satisfying your hunger pain and your thirst pains. All right, come on, now let's get it.
Verse 34. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home. That ye come together unto condemnation.
Not come together.
And let me read it all over again. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come.
Hallelujah.
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 All praise and glory now to the Most High. All right, next up on the list, Aki Yaki. Well, yeah, bro. Okay, come on with it. Pass it on over. Pass it over to the brethren. What we got up next?
You.
Me?
Yeah, offering, shofar, offering by Brother Yaki.
Put me in there for real.
Yeah, you got to blow the shofar, brother.
We ain't let the dance offering go first. We got the dance offering by Sister Tony.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Dance offering by Sister Tony.
Sister Tony is there.
Oh, come on with it.
Don't be scared.
Come on. Let's give her a round of applause. Let's go and get it going. Did you have some music? Huh? You were ready?
Show 40 in, bro.
Well, I guess I'll try to blow on this trumpet. If I mess up, don't laugh at me.
You up?
We laughing
You know
hard.
we gonna laugh hard, brother.
We gonna laugh.
Yeah, it's gonna be real quick, so y'all gonna get ready real quick, and I guess I can do it. My little show for a
Let me see, man.
That's your new instrument, bro.
People been practicing all
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Come on with me. Come on with me, bro.
Hey, check out what I got though.
Hold it.
I was horrible about a couple months ago.
3 days ago.
You know what I'm saying? I've been on YouTube, get my practice on, type in how to blow the shofar, and I think I got pretty good at it.
YouTube scholar.
Yeah.
That was bad, right?
Yahoo!
All right, cool. All right. Let me try something different then. All right, hold on.
Let's build on this.
Come on with it, bro. New Smiles Dave.
It's all in the lips. I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna get that. All praise to God. All praise.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! That's right. Who up next? Who we got?
So who we got up next? Is she ready? We'll get a little past until she get ready. Let's see.
We'll tell you for you.
We'll tell you for you, sister. We got a song offering by Sister Naomi. Where she at? Sister Naomi? Where you at, Naomi?
That's Naomi.
Sister Naomi? She was sitting right there. She just disappeared. Let me find out if y'all running off on y'all offering. All right, look, well, we got a spoken word by my brother Uriel. Give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
See? This brother came through. Come on here, brother. See you, my brother. Let me get the camera straight for you, too. Come on, Bill.
Long.
Happy King.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Long live the King. We obey for him. We disobeyed the man. That's why we suffering from the hands of men. New World Order said and formed a plan trying to control the men. They put the GMOs in our vitamins. Biting from our God through the melanin. They still our body parts just to get paid again. We had our own community. They said life right there. Let's farm the land. Faith in a God that can heal the land. The man that said can help rearrange the plans. So they get it on. We got a place for them that burns forever with the fire burning. Christ is living water, so we wish him well. Naked with the flames with no boat to sail. We got souls of men, so we got souls to sell. Christ is living water, so we wish him well. Chemtrails killing the cells in men's bodies. Real life on Christ, no Illuminati. Him without flaws, bring with her nobody. I said, F that, bust back. The real killers on the loose and political suits. They cook God and I slew, try to have the truth. We got to grab the loose, the cut, and loose the straight, the truth. The hungry trees, our elders, and you. The God they like on, we all must rely on. The sons of lions, the daughters of Zion. Hold a little longer, we ain't got long. My enemy, the energy in my mind battling the testing. The word of God manifesting. Can you hear me? Testing. I got another little part.
Go ahead, you kill it, right?
It says, our Messiah was killed by Romans. They was mad because he told Israel they following the wrong way. It's a battle of the mind. Read chapter 6 to 8, the chapters of Romans. Keep the commandments of God and keep our minds from Rome. Alright, what else we got? Alright, we got Naomi. Come on, sister. You was up before that. Sister Naomi. Pure on. Hallelujah. That's what we got for you.
Hey, y'all try to step back from that door, y'all.
Like you, oh yeah, the God who is like you, glorious and holiness.
There you go, sis.
You are fearful and praise, doing wonderful, yeah. Who is like you? Oh, yeah.
That's right, sis.
Hallelujah. Singing that Hebrew.
Get out.
Oh, nor I tell you, Lord. Oh, say, oh, who is like you? Oh, yeah, the God who is like you, glorious and holiness. Oh, you are fearful in praise, doing wonders, oh yeah. Who is like you? Oh, yeah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That's what I'm talking about. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sister, y'all ready back there for the praise dance? Sister Tony, dance offering. Oh, get our music. All right, let's move on. We got children's edification offering, Galatians 5:22, fruits of the Spirit. Huh? Y'all ready to get it in? Fruits of the Spirit. Yeah, I've been hearing y'all pray.
Okay.
We got to stand there. We can move the camera. We don't know. I'll stand right here. All right. Clear it.
Everybody toward the camera.
Yeah, it went online.
You went offline?
Yeah.
Thanks, son. I'll plug it back in, huh? How we looking at?
Still offline.
Dang, what it look like one of them horror films after something bad happened.